I've been muted this whole time. Should be able to hear me now.
I've been muted
Yep,
this
there we
whole
go.
time.
Okay, so picking up where we left off, where I'm not just talking to myself, is we have this remix server, or remix website. And as far as we got last time was uploading custom images, where when we create something, we've got this file uploader thing. So, yeah. I need to work on this. Yeah, image uploads are working. Let's see. Let's look at the pet editor. We need to add the image upload feature to the pet editing as well. So let's look at pet. Let's look at pet ID. And let's say when I get this, we need to do this reset thing as well. When I get this pet data back, what are we doing with it? We've got the pet. And I want, man, the create and update pet things are so similar. So let's see. I want to look at this pet. I basically want to create, what happens if we have this pet? Details. Let's see if we can put the pet image up here somewhere. I wonder if there's a way to get the dimensions of an image from the server. Node read image dimensions. All right. Boop. Node app to find image size from URL or local computer using image size library. Okay. Huh. Dimensions width and dimensions height. That is easy enough. So annoying. Show me the code, please. There we go. All right, let's go npm.js. Let's check out this package. Looks pretty popular. Looks pretty recently maintained. I am gonna go ahead and use it. So let's go here. Let's go here and do that. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Go away. Okay, so we've got our image dimension checker. The reason I want that is because I want to be able to put that image here as well. So let's go, image source is going to be pet.something. And we don't know what pet is here. Why don't we know what pet is there? It's kind of annoying. All right, let's see what pet is there. Pre-tag json.stringify pet. I think that should work. It's not going to work. Let's see. That is not going to work. Okay, we'll just call null then. There we go. Reload this. What have we got? We've got the image ID. That makes sense. So I need to actually include the image from the pet. We've got the owner. We also would like the image, please. And when we'll reload that, we will get the image URL. Perfect. And with that image, I can go here. I can say the pet is going to be the pet image.url, I think. And then the alt, we can do the pet.name. Should show a picture of me. Whee! That's pretty rad. I need to set the width and height here. I need to set the width and height. But I don't know if I want to do that on the image tag or with CSS. I mean, I do want to do it with the image tag. Let's start with just some CSS or some classes. Let's go class equals inline size of, I don't know, 640, and then block size of 640. And then we'll open up our CSS. And we've got some inline size and we've got some block size. There we go. It is 640. It's going to be inline size of what is 640 divided by 16? 40. I should have known that. 40 rem. And then we're going to do block size 640, same thing. Block size 40 rem, please. Oh, I had the answer right there. That's great. Invalid class name. Yes, I did mean class name. Boop, 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 boop. All right, why is my inline size? What size is this? Oh, it is 640. Just happens to be the exact same size that I wanted. Okay, so let's say this is actually going to be like 320. That's a good size. Is it? Kind of like that one. All right, what's 15 times 16? 240. What's 16 times 16? This one I should know. It's 236. 256. Duh. 256. I like that size better. So let's do, instead of 640, and I did 620, 256. Inline size, block size, 256. We're going to do 640 and 640, 256, and 40 rem, 40 rem is actually going to be 16 rem. Perfect. Cool. That's my size. That's my thing that I want. Do we want? That's all right. I want that to be like. I think I want that to be like display block, and inline margin, or just margin auto. Let's see, display properties up here. Ah, Stop, please. Please stop. There you go. Blah block is going to be display block. And then margin stuff. I need some margin auto I've already got, which means cool. It's there. It is nice and centered. And what happens if I do not have an image? Then I'm going to go with icons. There you go. Let's see if we can find an avatar. An avatar SVG. It should probably be like an animal or just like a photo maybe. Let's do like just a random animal. Paw print, sure, that'll be good. Let's copy that SVG symbol and we're gonna go to our SVG library, which we have somewhere. SVG symbols, there we go. And we're gonna add a new definition here. What are we gonna call this one though? Paw print. Paw print. Paw print. Paw print. Paw print. There we go. Throw that SVG in there. We have to change the ID to paw print. And that's good to go. I think this path fill current color is probably something I don't necessarily need. There we go. Looking good. Okay, now with that, I can go back here and I can say, hey, do I have that SVG? I do. Let's make that SVG component. Grab that and say, if the pet dot, what am I looking for? Image, img, image, and pet dot image dot URL. We're going to do that, something like that. Otherwise, we need if else. It's going to be that and that and that. Maybe I can do this here, right? Or SVG, what do I have on here? The icon, I think. Name. No, I have label, right? Label is going to be avatar and icon is going to be paw print. Cool. Okay, so if I have the image, great, and if I don't have the image, then we should have the SVG in there, but it's kind of, yep, there it is. It's using icon paw print. I have icon paw print in the wrong spot. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Because this should be icon paw print. There we go. Paw print is now in the right spot, and we need to give this SVG a class. Class name equals is256 bs256. That may not actually work though. That's not going to work because block size should be width and height. Width and height depend on the font size. So let's go size of 256. Let's go here, main CSS. We need some font size stuff now. Size 24. Cool. Size 256 is 16 rem, please. There we go. Now it's in the right spot. And because I don't really want to repeat these styles, I'm actually going to wrap this inside a div and say class name equals, let's go flex justify center, please. I could probably even just do text center. That means we don't need this, we don't need this. We probably can set the size here. And cool. Yep, there's my flex. Justify block size. That's actually not right. Let me see, block size, inline size. This should take up the entire width here. Okay. Justify content center. There we go. Which means I don't know if I think I do need this one. But I don't need it on here because I can set the, no, I should probably have it on there. Yo, what's up, Stony? What up, Brent? I am just doing a little bit of work on the profile to get sort of a background or a backup image here. If one does not exist, and if one does exist, like this example, I kind of see it hanging out there. So, a little bit of work on my styles. For the time being, border radius, size, align center. Here we go. Justify center, justify content center. Justify content center, right. These are no longer relevant. Okay, so the flex container is the right size. Oh, it's not the right size. It's not the right size. It is the right size. The inline size is wrong. Let's try that. Oh, why are you not working? Block size. Block size? Inline size for the image is the right size. Do I still have that IS on there? No? There we go. Okay, with the image out of the way, and if we don't have the image, we have a backup icon. Great. Next thing is next. What do I want to do with this image? I need to have the upload button for that image. So we're going to say here, you have your birthday. You also have the option to have the, what was it? Edit photo? Image? type is of file, default value we don't need, require, not required, class name is fine. Label is photo. And on create, I think I called it photo, didn't I? Don't need that data anymore. Body.photo, that's right. Cool. There's our photo. Should be a type of file. Wrote that wrong. Cool. We've got our file. We can set that to a different file if we want. Maybe like this PNG one. What images? Oh, we actually do have a photo of Nugget. Oh no, that's a video. Oh well. Okay, choose a file. Let's go. That's not going to work yet. So let's go. We need to set up the file handler. So now that we got this thing working, I actually need to create the same file handler. So I think I'm going to have, let's see, I've got components, I've got database, I've got routes. I think I'm going to add a folder called files, uploads, services. And let's call this one uploads. .js. So we've got services. We can go to our create file and we can say, I want to create an upload service that's going to look like this. Standard file upload handler is going to interact with upload service, something like that. Uploads is going to export default, that thing that we just created, which is coming from here. Boop, 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 boop. Import it from there. That's where we're using it. That's the directory it's going to go to. We're going to export default this. And then ffmpeg. I could do that. I don't think I'm going to do that. I have plenty of photos of Nugget. We can just go to Instagram/Nugget the Mighty. So we can get a photo of Nugget, no problem. Which one's our favorite photo of Nugget? That one makes him look like an old little man with no top teeth. This is the one with a really nice camera. This is probably the one in his most usual mood. How about this one? That's a good one. This is annoying. Now I gotta do the web developer thing. And I gotta go to this div. And I gotta find this image. There we go. Open a new tab. There it is. Let's go. Where would I put that? Pictures, maybe? Downloads? There we go. Downloads. Okay, we got a picture of Nugget. Now what I need to do before I actually use it is standard file upload handler we don't need anymore because we have the upload service. So in theory, this parse multi-part form data should pass that information to the upload service. I I don't really know how that works because it's using a built-in remix feature, but that's okay. Okay, I've got my services. I kind of want to do this same thing that I'm doing with components with this. I want to copy this over into my services, and then I'm going to replace all of these with export default as upload service from /upload uploads. No, upload. That feels like the wrong name, upload service, but it also kind of feels right. So we'll leave it. Okay, upload service. I want to bring that in. Get rid of that. Create. So we want to do kind of the same thing here and say from our services, we want to bring in the upload service. Thank you. Now in theory, we might have other services like payments or auth or whatever is going to be external services. Now the reason why I'm preparing this to be an external service is because eventually I probably want to host my images somewhere outside of the file system here. So let's go to this upload service. We need to do now. I think this is all I need to do. So now this is kind of like abstracted in its own sense. So what am I doing? I need to go here now. A couple things I need to do. First off, because I know that this is going to be a file upload, I need to change this form to be enc type of multi-part/form-data. There you go. You just came in to help me at the end there. With that multi-part form data, now we need to be able to actually parse that multi-part form data on the server side. So in our remix action, which is what handles the form, we do the same thing. We, instead of taking the form data as a request.form data, we parse that request using unstable parse multi-part form data from remix/node. Where is it? It's not in here. So import from something from at remix. Yeah, React, but I want node. Thank you. And then I should have the unstable. Yep, cool. Unstable parse multi-part form data. I'm going to go ahead and put that above the React package. And then we also need to bring our upload service in. So we've got our components, and it's before that I want services, and we're gonna say my upload service is coming from there. Awesome. Awesome. So that should handle the form uploads. Now I still need, when I update this pet information, I need to update the form or the pet image with something like this. So I'm going to say where the pet ID is this. Here's the data that I want to pass. The data is coming from parsing the form body. We're just going to stop here after the upload and say return null. And I want to see what this body actually is now. Console log body. Oh man, you guys, so quick pause. I went on a bike ride yesterday. So for those of you that don't know, I live in Portland, Oregon, which is really awesome. And one of the things that makes Portland awesome is the bike community. So if you're into biking, awesome place to live. In the summertime, in the summertime, we have this event called Pedalpalooza, where for 3 months, June, July, and August, there's all of these bike events going on all around the city, and there's a calendar that anyone can add their own event to. So any given day, there's like 5 to 10 events. It can get pretty crazy. So anyway, we went on an event yesterday called the Cargo Palooza, and it was a ride specifically for people that are enthusiasts about cargo bikes. So the bikes that like you're riding and they have the big basket, like I'm not talking about a bike basket, I mean like a huge elongated cargo basket in the front or in the back, or like racks and all these things. I don't have a cargo bike, but I went because I wanted to go for a ride. We got Nugget on the back of a bike and he had a good time. Not really. Anyway, halfway through the ride, it starts raining because, of course, that's the other Portland thing to do around here is get wet in the rain. And so on the way home, I started like swerving and I slid, like my bike slid out from underneath me and I ate crap. It was terrible. And I don't know how, well, you know, you might be grossed out by stuff, but look at that. I got a little road rash there and my leg's a bit scraped up just in time for ViewConf that I'm going on tomorrow. Anyway, just thought I'd share a little life update. Let's get back to work. So we're checking out how these file uploads are working in Remix. So we've got this page. We want to upload a new file. We have this new download. We're going to upload a picture of Nugget, and we're going to edit this pet. And we're not supported with that. Please use multi-part form data instead. I guess I forgot to reload the page. Okay, let's send that picture of Nugget. Let's edit the pet. Okay. Alright. Pretty sure my form enc type is multi-part form data. Pretty sure if I look at this edit button, it's going to be inside of this form. Close you. Go away. Pretty sure Chrome. Pretty sure Remix. I hate when that happens. Go away. Yeah. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, I'm so smart. Okay, guess I gotta set the enc lowercase type. Reload. Enc type. Oh, there we go. Okay. Could not resolve upload.jsx. Why didn't anyone tell me? No. No. God, I would feel so terrible if Nugget was on. Nugget was not on the back of my bike. Thank God. I wouldn't be swerving with Nugget, but there was someone with a cargo bike. So they had like a new e-bike, and this thing was like a tank. They had like a corgi or something on the top, like kind of sitting right behind their seat. And then they had a connector to their bike to another little like trailer, and they had another dog on the back of that. And I think that they did fall, and they had both of their dogs. I felt so bad. It was trouble. But he said it was the first time he had taken the dogs on that bike, and it's just like, Come on, you gotta get a couple more like just practice runs around the block before you do that. Okay, where are we? Services was messed up. Services, upload.js, please. I got bit by the GitHub Copilot fairy on that one. All right, reload, and we're gonna see choose a file, throw up a picture of Nugget on there, edit pet. You're still kind of messing with me. Yeah, okay, now because I changed enc type to the wrong thing, now it's complaining. There we go, enc capital type. Okay, form's looking good. I think multi-part form data, great. And try this one more time. We're gonna change this from Austin to Nugget, who is a dog. And yeah, birthday's fine. Edit. Cool, no errors. We got the image file on disk, or we got the image there. Okay, so that's looking good, I think. It's kind of annoying that I called one image and the other one photo in create. I think I'm gonna change this back or to like image. Yeah, we're gonna say image. There we go. Cool. Close that. Image, except the label says photo because I'm a sociopath. Used to put one of those carts behind your scooter and take your dog to the beach. Yeah, was it like closed in? Because the problem was the dog on this bike that the other guy had. It was like trying to get out the entire time. He had it sort of like strapped in the front and strapped in the back, and had like a chain sort of thing holding it down. Not in a very cruel way, but so it couldn't jump out. But it was then like really struggling to like get out of the thing. It was stressful to watch. Besides that, the event was really fun. And if you ever come to Portland, hit me up. We can do a bike ride together. Okay, got the image. We've got the image. We need to now, I want to see what this data actually looks like. So let's actually move, let's move these two down below so I can see what this data is before actually trying to save it. So here's our form, there's our dog, there's the, you know what I can actually do now since I have this here, I can just go like this, let's put that there and edit the pet and see what we've got here. We get everything excluding the image of the dog, which is actually what I want. Your dog knew to stay, and hell no. Oh my gosh, Tony, why do you have to bring that up? It's so visceral. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because on one hand, I mean, I think probably the best thing to do, probably what I guess we don't do that. We do tie Nugget. We tie Nugget in like with his leash in because we have a little milk crate, like one of those plastic boxes that he sits in. Super cute. I could actually probably find a photo of him. And he did jump out of it once, and he jumped out and he was like hanging because he's got a harness and then the leash, and so he was like hanging for a moment and then he kind of like slipped out of the harness. Pretty sad, really scary as a dog owner, but also kind of funny. You don't want to load? You don't want to load? Well, you know, check out Instagram, Nugget the Mighty, and you might be able to see it. Lots of cute pictures in there. Okay, so we want to upload this. So we have the data. The data is going to be the same data that we had before. So this is going to be fine. What we need to do is we have, let's see, that was the data, and then we could get the image. we have the information about the file on disk, which means we need to upload or essentially create a new image entry in the database and connect it to this entity. Yeah, I don't have an Instagram either, or a Facebook because of that. It's terrible, but I don't manage that account either, so. Okay, so data is going to be, yeah, we want update. What I also want is, can I include? I imagine that's good. Let's see. Can I do a connect on this? I need to do an image birthday. I need to do an image. And then can I like do a create? I can do a create. Cool. Cool. So data here is going to be all of the data that we put in. Man, this is going to look just like the create call, isn't it? Data, yep, there it is. Look at that. We'll close that off. We'll basically copy that. ULID is coming from the ULID library. Import from ULID. I think that's a named import. Yep, there it is. Okay, so then we have body image size, body image name. I think what we need to do here, this is what we need to do. We're not going to push that. We're actually going to leave that exactly how it was. But we're going to say, if we're not successful, we'll return an error. If we are successful, then we're going to say if something about the image, data.image is going to equal that, right? Something like that. Okay, cool. And then we want to say basically if the body.image is truthy, if body.image, I think, sounds good to me. Let's try it. I think that's going to be good. Am I going to get this the first try? I need to get a little like a thing for my channel so that we can like celebrate if I do things on the first try. Nugget is a dog. Don't care about his birthday. We'll drag this image onto there. Edit pet. Oh, how do you like them apples? Look at that. First try. We've got Nugget is a dog. I can reload and all the information is correct. First try. There you go. That's beautiful. Who's that? Which channel is that from? Or is that one of the... Do I have a first try? I don't have one for this first try. I need to improve this. I need to do better. Yeah, right? First try. Pretty good. I think I might actually kind of know what I'm doing. Okay, so one other thing that I feel like I may want to change here is right now we only show the owners if we do a search. Well, right now we don't have any owners in the system. So let's do this. Let's do this other thing. This upload service is kind of taken care of now. Yeah, look at that. We've got new upload files. Let's see. Do we have Nugget in here somewhere? There he is. Oh, I have a few uploads of Nugget. That makes sense. I wonder if maybe I should like... Image uploads are tricky because on one hand, I don't really want to have a ton of the same exact images. Well, no, this is fine. The way I would handle images is let people upload new ones, right? Because what I'm trying to avoid, I'm not even articulating what I'm thinking. So the situation that we get in with images is if someone uploads an original image and then they go back and they upload a new image for their dog, and we're not doing some sort of like gallery system where you can have a bunch of different images for the same dog. Let's say we're just talking about just their profile picture. Then what happens is we end up in a place where our server has images that are not being used. And not only are these images not being used, no one really knows that those images exist because they're not being used anywhere in the system, right? And we don't have a way of querying for images that have previously been coding garden. The images, that's my ADD. We have no way of querying for images that have previously been uploaded in order to select something that was used before. Also, pretty unlikely that someone's going to go through this process of searching for a previous image when they may already know which file they want to use instead and already have it ready, right? Like I have this photo of Nugget. So I'm just going to upload a new one. So what happens is us as developers, we end up with a server that has a bunch of space being used by things that aren't actually being used. So what we can do is go to our database and search for uploads. And this is where we would do a query. Essentially, I have a photo of Nugget, which which one is it? Which one is it? The 1160, whatever, this one, right? And if I go into my database, I can see that this one is being used. This one is not, because after all, we only have one animal or one pet here. So how can I delete this one? How can I like manage these images? Yeah, but S3 scales infinitely. Just need more VC money. Yeah, I'll get Big Daddy Elon to sponsor this dog app, and then we'll be golden. And then we can take our entire server, throw it onto a zip drive, and ship it to Mars. No. No, I just things to think about. I don't even know if we like have to do this sort of thing, but if we wanted to go through and say, you know what, I don't want to pay extra money for things that I'm not going to use, so let's try and get rid of them. We can write a query. I think I'm gonna have to do this with just SQL because I don't have any way to do it otherwise at the moment. So let's select from uploads, and then we are going to left outer join, what is it, on something like, oh no, left outer join, what is it, pet, is it pet? No. Yeah, there we go. Pet dot image ID. I forget how to do a join. Just equal join is like on ID equals something else, right? Where's the on keyword? Inner join customers on. Okay, got it. Left outer join pet. There we go. Almost had it. On ID. I guess we have to say upload.id equals pet.image_id. Okay, and then we want to say, so this is going to get all of the uploads, and it's going to join on the right-hand side the pet information. So from this column out is the pet information, and then we want to say where, I don't know, pet.id is null, right? That limits it to only the images where they are not being used. Work in the server farms on Mars. Cool. So with that, we can say, once we have this information, we can do a query. We can say, okay, we know that these images are not being used. Then we can say, hey, maybe like Prisma, or like write a script that says, let's clean up the unused files. Do this query. And with the results of this query, go to each one, go to the URL. If that URL lives in, like, is not some hosted URL, or I guess if it's a hosted URL in like S3, then we could say go and delete those files with this ID. Otherwise, if it lives on the server somewhere, go to this route, right, and delete this file, where that route would be in our public/uploads folder. Makes sense? Hope that makes sense. We're not going to do that today because I just wanted to show off the dilemma and a possible solution. But yeah, don't need to do that. Because after all, I can just like come here and manually delete them, right? Okay, next things next. There's a bunch of things I want to do next. What happened there? Console warn. Okay, cool. What am I doing next? What did I say I was going to do? If I go here, let's see, we got the image working, and we still need to do the people. Oh, right, I remember what I said I was going to do. I wanted to show the people, like the most recent 10 people here. So let's see. Let's go pet ID. Here, where we're doing the owner search. Owner search is going to be that. If we have the owner search, then we'll say something about person data. Otherwise, we're going to set person data to something else. Otherwise, let's see, what are we going to say? CodePilot, person data equals await. Yeah, find all the people that are not in the owner. Dang, GitHub Copilot is good. So good. And then we're going to say, so essentially we're going to say if we are doing a, you know what, and this isn't even what I want to do. We're going to say, let's see, person data, find many, const person data equals await, find many, person search params, right? And then what we'll do, that should be a const, person data we don't want to reassign. We're going to say person search params. Person search params is going to be this object. And because the person search params is always going to kind of look like this, we can clean this up a bit and say the person search params is this object. And if we have the owner search, then we can say person search params. Person search params dot where dot name equals Got a problem here. Maybe I don't have such a problem. We're going to say person.where equals this object where name is that. Bloop, 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 bloop. That we don't need, I think. No, not closes. Closes. What am I missing? Feels like there's a missing curly brace there. Is there? Nope. Mistake. Revert. Okay, so we want to say where equals name is this. This is right. What's wrong with this? If that. What's the problem? Is it actually a problem, or are you just complaining? It's actually a problem. Okay. Let's see. Let's comment this out. Still a problem. Let's comment this out. Still a problem. What's the problem? Ta-ta. Gaga goo goo. What? Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's just get rid of that altogether, right? We don't. Okay. So if owner search empty block statement. Cool. You're just upset because you're empty. Okay. So that is correct. Let's start from scratch. Person search params equals an object. And we're going to say where the name is another object that contains, and I kind of wish I had my IntelliSense, but I don't, equals owner search, right? What's the problem? And is an object. Oh, I had an extra comma that shouldn't have been there. That's what it was. Dang it. There you go. Nice. It's fixed. Kind of. Still not super stoked on it, but that's okay. Find many. This should expect find many person find many args. So now I'm going to do this because I waited until now. What are you saying? Nope, that's not quite right. At type is going to be import from Prisma client the person find many args, please. Nope, doesn't know what that is. Okay, I used this before, right? Ah, got it. Prisma client. Prisma dot person find many args. Great. That means these should all now be nicely typed, which means I could have done something like this and got all my IntelliSense help. Great. It's all right. I can do it without the help. We can see. I do things first try. It's okay. So now what we're doing here, what I'm trying to accomplish essentially is to say, and I really don't like that I'm repeating this line twice. So maybe what I'll do is say, I'm just going to set it to, this may be the wrong, I don't know if this is going to bite me in the butt, but we're going to do that. We're essentially going to clone it from what it currently is and concatenate a where clause. Or can I just say where the ID is not in there and, it's probably better to do it and put it in its own variable? Nah, dude. I think I can do this, right? I think because I think it shouldn't matter which order these are in. So I think what I can do is say where. I'm going to leave this how it is just in case. But I think what I can do is say person search params where dot and equals name is contains that. Right, so then that sort of simplifies it. I haven't even tested if this works in the first place, but whatever. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. First try, promise. Okay, so the reason why we're doing this is because, yeah, essentially it's a lot more helpful to the user if I've already added. Oh, the whole thing including ID. Oh, wait, what? Person search params. No, this is fine. Where the ID is not in this group, and if the owner search, if we provide a name and the name contains this, I think this is right. So all of this because better user experience, right? Is before the current version is if we had owners, and let me just create one, right? So I've got Austin. Nope. That's not what I wanted. Let's go. We need to create an owner. Owner name is Austin, and we'll add that owner. Awesome. Totally botched it. First try. Argument image for data.image is missing. Prisma is object based. Yeah, I could do a variable. I don't think I need a variable though. I think I'm feeling pretty good about this besides the error. Just disregard the error. So we're gonna say if I create an owner, add owner. Add owner should be going to this /owner page or /owner route. Pet ID /owner. No, this is the route. Okay, so we get an owner. If we have the new owner name, then we create the owner. You hated the duplication. What are you talking about, Stony? Stony, there's no more duplication. Look at this. 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 This is beautiful. No variables, no duplication. Look at this. I'll get rid of all, I mean, just ignore this comment, right? We have no duplication. We write the where ID in one place, and then if we have the name, then we concatenate the name onto it. No duplication. All good. That's all good, baby. Okay, to the owner. Why is this complaining about an image? Prisma person.create invocation, which should be happening here. Prisma person.create new person. Does a new person? The new person wants an image. Does a new person need an image? Lines with plus are required. Lines with plus. Image is required. I didn't do what you said. You did what I said. Ayo, easy game, easy life. What's going on? We're doing some JavaScript-y stuff over here. You like JavaScript? If you don't like JavaScript, that's cool too. As long as you're cool with HTML and CSS. Let's see. Where are we? My Prisma thing. How do I mark a field as optional with a question mark? Cool. So essentially what I've done is I've said you're making your app faster. No, you're not. What I've said is pets always have to have an image, which I don't think is true. So let's mark those as optional. Let's mark the person image as optional, because that'd be weird if I like added someone and I was like, yo, let me get your picture really quick, and they didn't even realize that I added them or something. Great. I have a per. I keep doing this. This should be pet. Okay, which means we need to rerun our Prisma stuff, which actually means I'm going to preemptively do the thing that I wanted to do next first, which is a seeding. I want to seed the database, prisma.io. I need to search up seed, please. So what is seeding the database? TS node. JavaScript, please. What is seeding the database? It's adding a bunch of dummy data to the database ahead of time, or like, so you, instead of starting from scratch, you could delete your entire database and start with like fake stuff. So I need to do that. Let's go into my database folder, and I'm going to create a file called seed.js. And then I'm going to go to package.json, and I'm going to create node prisma seed.js. Okay. I guess I'm going to create a script that I'm actually going to call, let's see, I'm going to call it db seed, which is going to call something like this. Burp, 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 burp. Okay, and this is saying, maybe it should be in the, yeah, I'm going to move that. Let's move that into the Prisma folder. That makes a lot more sense. And then we need to actually write it. Integrated seeding with Prisma. Database seeding happens in two ways: Prisma manually with Prisma DB seed, and automatically Prisma migrate dev and Prisma migrate reset. With the seed, I decide when to invoke it. Migrate also integrates seamlessly with your seeds. Okay, example seed script. Okay, I created it, expanded view, the seed script. There we go. This is what I want. We're going to copy this and basically paste it in there. Cool. And I think that's it, besides actually writing it here. Okay, so when I seed my database, I need to add probably a user, but we'll get to that. I think if we do cover authentication, that's when we'll do it. But I do need people and pets. So I need require statements, not part of your require statement, not part of import statement. Okay, I think I can just do like import Prisma client from Prisma client, right? Probably don't even need to do this, because I can probably import it from my little like DB thing. Pretty sure. but let's leave it how it is. So Prisma dot person pet. Okay. Let's create some people. Update and create. So this is interesting. Okay, so update, you can just leave it empty. Why do you even have an upsert then? I guess because if you run the seed multiple times, you don't want to create the same person twice. Got it. So what does my people schema look like? Alice and Bob. This is funny. I want this to actually be. Can I upsert many? Can I upsert many? No, I cannot. Well, maybe I can. I don't know. We'll see. Don't need a console log when I'm done. Sure, we can do that. That's fine. Because yeah, we can leave that. So my Prisma schema. I need to see what the people look like. Upload. Uploads we probably want. So upload person, pet, and person. Maybe person on pet. I'll pull this stuff in here just so I have it conveniently available. And I think, because what I can do is actually create many. Let me see if I can upsert many. Let's do upsert many. Composition types. Nope. Upsert. Upsert updates an existing or creates a new database record. Doesn't look like I can create multiple ones. Upsert takes an array. Freaking Stony, always with the as soon as I come up with an answer, it just turns out to be wrong. And Stony's right there to show me how wrong it is. So yeah, is that true? Like this is it doesn't know what that is. Person upsert. Upsert is a function that takes args, which is an object. Are you sure? Because according to this TypeScript definition, it is not, unless I'm reading that wrong. Person update and to create can be that, or I don't think it can be multiple things, but we can try. So let's try creating a person, right? Person has ID, name, pet, and image ID. So we're just going to give it a name, I think. The name, I think we need to give it an ID. ID, maybe that's going to be a function. Maybe that can take the function, but we need that to be a ULID, right? So import ULID. What was that? ULID? Ah, that's cool. Autocomplete. So we want to create it with a ULID. Email we don't have. Name, we need a random name. So what I'm going to do is import faker.js. Faker.js.dev. Cool. Oh, that's not what I want. Get started. npm install, save dev, paste that. And then I want to look at the API, which is going to be a random person, right? A name, a person's name, sure. Faker name. First name, last name, I guess. It's weird that they call it name, but they also have gender. This should be like person. Anyway. Nope, you're wrong. Sorry. Let's go ahead and, really wish I could highlight that one. But you can add them to an array and transact them at once. You can add them to an array and transact them at once. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, that would be several transactions, right? Let's start with one. Yeah, let's start with one. Okay, so we've got the name. I need Faker.js in here. Import Faker. Import from Faker.js Faker. And I want Faker. No, a transaction. Oh, yes, okay, a transaction. Got them. Gotcha. So that, yeah, I mean, you know, to be honest, even in a seed, like a database seed, I don't know if I need a transaction because it doesn't matter if some of them fail. But all that to say that we want Faker dot name dot first name. Sure. Okay, we've got the name. We need a comma there. We don't need the post. Let's see if we can start with just a person and a pet. Model pet ID name type birthday. Let's see, ID is ULID. Name is, sure, it's gonna have a person's first name. Why not? I also need, this should not be user, this should be pet. This should also, that should be person, that's fine. Man, I forget how, good the TypeScript stuff is. Like, I don't necessarily need all this because I have it right here available. But the type is going to be, I'm just going to say dog, because why not? And birthday is going to be, sure, new date. Born just now. Okay. This should be to UTC string, though, I believe. Yeah, if one fails, they're all rolled back. But that's the thing is, if we're doing a seed of the database, it probably doesn't matter all that much. All right, let's try this, right? Let's do this. Let's do start from scratch, and we're gonna say npx prisma migrate reset. Okay, all data will be lost. That's fine. Running generate Prisma client. Cool. So we don't know if it ran our script or not, right? The way we would know is if we go to our database and we looked at the pets, and there are no pets. Sad. And we go to the person, and there are no persons. Also sad. Our seed did not work. Okay, where was I? Let's go back to the seeding my database. Okay, migrate reset, example script. I followed this already. Oh, I did not follow this. Did not follow it very well. Of course I didn't. I never read. Okay, we've got our dependencies, we've got our engines. Where does the stuff go? Probably after scripts. There you go, Prisma. I'm going to... Okay, that's interesting. So I don't need that as a script because that's supposed to actually be a Prisma script. So let's try this one more time, yeah? Let's go Prisma migrate reset. It's going to ask me all data will be lost. I say yes. It's going to run generate. And there we go. Cannot use import outside of a module. Okay, so what if we say that this is actually an MJS file? And we say seed.mjs because I'll be damned if I want to write common.js anymore. You will not take my modules away from me. Yes, 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 this is fine. Okay, running generate. Named export Prisma client not found. The requested module is a common.js module, which is funny. And I believe you, but I'm also doing the same line right here. And that's probably because that's passing through a build step. So are they exactly the same? Yes, they're exactly the same. Can I do it the same? No, I cannot because they're gonna make me write common.js. And that's okay. So we're gonna say, let's see, where's that require statement? Yeah, that's right. It was blah, 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 blah. Bloop, 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 bloop. What's up? Oh, there it is. Copy you. Paste you here, sadly. Paste you there, sadly. And you're going to complain because I'm sad. Okay, so const something is going to equal require ULID, and do I have to do this same thing and say ULID? Yep. So let's see if we can do the same with faker. Const that equals require faker, and this should be faker. Cool. Okay, try this one more time. Migrate reset. This is going to be the first time that we try it this time, so if we get it, dang it! Oh wait, no, it is working. Is it working? Let me clear that all out. So again, this is going to count as the first time because it's the first time trying it with this new bit of code. So, you know, first try. Dang it! Module not found. Oh wait, that doesn't count because because I didn't make this change yet. So now it's the first. This is the real first time for realsies. And we're gonna say yes, that's okay. And watch this. I guess watch this. Booyah! Running seed command. It's gonna seed the database. And it didn't work because where email, oof, that was dumb. That was dumb. Dumb. Yeah, where email? Yeah, okay. I mean, essentially, there's no point in me doing an upsert. Okay. I have some thoughts here. Essentially, what I'm doing as this database seed is trying to inject totally random data. So the purpose of doing an upsert is so that if I run the seed 2 times in a row, I won't end up with duplicate data, because here we're doing a search for Alice at Prisma.io, for example. And if we do that the first time, Prisma will find it and will not create a new user for that. Now, the approach that I'm taking is totally randomizing data, which means regardless, if I run it twice, I'm going to get new data because it's going to be randomly generated on demand every time using Faker and ULID. So I'm at a crossroads. I can either hard code all of the information, such as the user information, like the name, which would allow or which would encourage upserts then, or I can essentially like blow all the data away every time before I do this migration and then re-upsert, which has the benefit of being able to upsert multiple or like insert multiple items. Dilemma. Hard-coded or randomly generated? Create a JSON file that you can migrate. I mean, the JSON file is the same thing as just hard coding, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. It also makes it pretty easy to share and edit. Yeah, I'm just going to I'm just going to hard code it. I'm just going to hard code it. So name here, where the name is Austin, because that's the same as a JSON file anyway, right? So the person name, let's see, what does a person have anyway? A person has an ID and a person has a name, and then they have the pet information. We're not going to get as far as the pet information yet. The pet is going to have a name. So we're going to say where the pet name is Nugget, right? So then we don't need the name either. And if the name doesn't exist, then it's going to create it with these features, I believe, something like that. So let's try this. First time. Let's do this. All right. So, okay, so the name is required if Austin is not there, which means that's kind of funny. I feel like it should have just taken the name from there, but okay, we can do that. And then all of these are optional, doesn't matter, but the fact that I have that means I probably also need this here. And this is one of those things that's like, it's kind of taking a lot of time to get it right the first time, and it adds more time during maintenance because, oh my gosh, come on. Unknown arg name, where name for person where unique input. Because they... this is frustrating. Okay, never mind. Just going to blow everything away and just do creates. I have a function that reads and stores config settings to the database. Makes life so much easier. Good for you, Stony. Good for you. Create. Update many. Yep, so we're going to create, and we're going to go back to that faker approach. I'm going to say, where is my faker? There we go. Just going to insert new things. Create, cool. Let's do one dog and one person. Yeah, no, that setting where you can like automate some of the settings in your database stuff is really cool. Like if you can, I don't know, make dynamic changes to your database and then sort of persist those to your code base and sort of back and forth, that's pretty nice. Oh. That's right. Did this totally wrong. This should not be update. Update should not be here. This should be data, I think. Yep. Fix both of those at the same time. Cool, looking good. All right. If I don't do this on my 15th time, I'm just going to call it a day. But 15th time lucky. Let's go. Booyah! Just kidding. What's up with this one now? Null constraint violation on the field image ID. Okay, new error. We're making progress. Image ID is not allowed to be null. And this is kind of what I was getting at earlier, which is I had to add... So the image ID, what was that, on the person? Null constraint violation null constraint violation on the field's image ID, which probably means it's not allowed to be null. So I have to set it to something, but I don't have an image ID without having some sort of upload. Okay, fine. I'm gonna try this. I still have my migrations, right? I'm gonna try running this from scratch. Let's delete that. Let's delete the dev database. Let's delete this dev.db.journal file. Mind checking out a small project of yours? It's a Next web app that can generate code from a text description. Ooh. Yeah, let me take a look at this. So are we just... You could DM me tester auth creds? Sure. So what is this? Code faster with the help of AI. So generate an explanation of my code, docstring from my code, regex. That's pretty cool. And I have seen something that does all of these things, which is pretty cool. Linux command, have not seen that one. Look at all these things. Text description to SQL, all right. Select the language, JavaScript. Add 2 numbers and return them. Sure. Let's do something better. Give me return a random name from a list of dog names. And I have to sign in. Appsplosion. Yeah, sure. Send me. Oh, there you go. Got the creds. Can I? Here, I'll go ahead and log in off screen so people, just so we're not sharing credentials just in case. Okay, that should be signing us back in. And didn't save my... Alright, first little UI issue. I had a string of text there, and it did not save it. You could have fixed that kind of, maybe, sort of, kind of easily with local storage. Is just as I like make these changes, persist that data to local storage, and then when you make the call to OAuth or auth0 and then they bring you back here, when this boots up, you could check if there's anything in local storage, and if there is, put it back here. I don't know. That could also have implications, or maybe just like session storage, but that could have implications because then if I reload the page, I don't know, the data's still there. But yeah, let's check this out. Grab random name from a list of dog names. Dog names. I guess I should have said like return. Okay. Oh, look at that. It totally did it. That's so cool. I mean, I probably would have wanted some better dog names in here. Just kidding. These are pretty good. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I've got JavaScript. So let's say this. So it advertised SQL, but I don't see any SQL stuff in here. Unless maybe I have to like click one of these. Oh yeah, there you go. That's it. Got to click one. Okay. Translate languages. Translate code to any programming language. That's cool. Regex from description. Okay, function to docstring. This I'm curious about. So function from docstring. Got it. Let's see if I've got one of the more tricky ones. GitHub. Austin Gill /utils. So I've got some JS doc strings. Let's go maybe an array thing. Nope, those aren't things. Debounce. Debounce would be a good one. I don't have it typed. Okay. How about I don't know. Oh, I don't know. None of these are typed. What is wrong with me? Memoize? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Well, this is super cool. Easy game, easy life. Yeah, that feedback is much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, it's simple things, but overall, like, it's a pretty... I don't want to say it's simple because I don't want to devalue the amount of... a lot of work that has gone into this. I don't know what this little 0 is. That's kind of weird. But it's like a simple in what it does, right? You ask it for a thing, it gives back the thing, and therefore what more do you need? But this is pretty awesome. Like this Linux command, right? Like I want something that's like zip all files from target folder and copy to destination. I don't know, destination. Okay, here's another little bit of feedback. Oh, the 0 is the characters. Okay, but it's asking how many characters I'm putting in. Is there a limit to the number of characters? And then here is a bit of feedback for you. When you have a text area, do not hijack the tab key, because now one, like for accessibility, users, I don't know how many of your customers are going to be like keyboard only users, but if I had to rely on the keyboard, now there's no way for me to actually get out of this, and even like shift tab is not working as intended. So just a thought there, something to maybe fix is maybe change the tab feature from the tab key to like control tab, or I don't know, something else. General bit of advice is if the browser has built-in keyboard shortcuts, probably good not to overwrite those. But yeah, just a little thing. I do see what this 0 was now. It's character count. Doesn't really tell me what that means. Like, is there a limit? Is there an upper limit to the number of characters I can put in there? Too much. Yes, there is. Okay, cool. So I would also say another little bit of feedback here is instead of having a 0 counting up to too much, have like the Twitter approach where I have a maximum of, what is it? A maximum of, it looks like 1,000. Yeah. So just have 1,000, start it with 1,000 and have it like count down to the limit. And once I reach 1,000, I just can't type, like disable typing into it, right? That's a little bit of feedback there. Get the command. This is cool. I mean, yeah, I guess that was a stupid thing because that is what it does. What was I trying to do the other day? I guess it does this anyway. Copy to clipboard. I would probably give some sort of feedback when I click the copy to clipboard that tells me it's in the clipboard. And also, I would actually make that work. Oh, no, it does. Okay, but I can't paste into here. Or I can't type into here. Okay, another little bit of feedback there is you can mark inputs as read-only. So add attribute, just read-only. And then I think that means I don't actually see how the cursor never actually enters that. So then you, let's see, we can get on the button, we can get into the read-only, we can grab everything, but I can't actually type anything anyway. So that's pretty cool. And then copy to clipboard. Make sure if you're gonna do this for like keyboard users, yeah, a bit of feedback when I like click on that. It does look like it works though, so that's the cool thing, right? Yeah, and for the read-only thing, I like to denote my read-only fields with like maybe like a dotted border, so it looks like a little bit different, that you can't type into it. I mean, besides that, yeah, it's great. Design is pretty. Looks good. This is kind of cool, kind of creepy, but kind of cool that it's like a robot like giving you a hand, right? I get it. Code faster with the help of AI. Great call to action. What does get started do? Okay, get started takes me down here. Fix invalid code. Yeah, it's great. Application. Okay. I think that this AI service results may vary, might be unnecessary, or at least probably doesn't make sense here. I would maybe just like, if you want to put that, throw that in the footer or on this first section. Yeah, these sort of tools are super cool though. Let's see, we gotta translate languages. It's good. It's really good. You did a great job. Little bits of feedback, but yeah, I think it's great. I would like, I'm actually gonna maybe keep these. I'm gonna bookmark this because it's rad, and yeah. Hope you don't mind me keeping that those login credentials, and if you do, then let me know how I can get other login credentials, because I didn't see a way to. Well, I guess I can like. That's not what I wanted to do. I can copy that, new tab. I can like get started, whatever, go to that. Oh, I'm still signed in. Okay, now I'm signed out. Sign in and generate a function. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of feedback from me, my own personal thing. Well, I guess, sign in. Oh, no, not Google. Sign in with auth0. How am I? Okay. Completely different tab. Try it. Sign in with auth0. Why am I still signed in with this thing? I was in a incognito browser. Okay. I'm gonna have to come back to this. Man, auth0 is super cool. Okay, I have another little bit of feedback for you. I don't know what this appsplosion is. And I'm guessing it's your brand or something like that. Two bits of feedback here. This took a while to load, and so when I was on the login screen and I went to click the auth0 button, this loaded after I started to click, and it shifted the buttons so that when I actually clicked, I ended up hitting the Google button, which I didn't want to do. And that's because this image took a long time to load, and that's because this image is 133 kilobytes, is that right? Let me see, where's my, I do have cache disabled. Yeah, so 133 kilobytes takes 983 milliseconds. And I think that there's a couple of things that we can do. One, let's look at optimizing this with, what is it? Image. There we go. My favorite image optimizer is Short Pixel. Can I drag this image onto here? It looks like I can. Cool. So there you go. 75% reduction. And if we look at the image, you can't really tell the difference between the two. So very easy to get a cheap performance improvement from almost, well, from, what is that? 130 something kilobytes down to 33 kilobytes. So again, yeah, 75% reduction. Other thing I would do is probably go, where's that image? Did I get rid of it? Oh no, I dragged it. There you go. I would probably also take this and actually convert it to an SVG. When you have files that are sort of more like graphics and not so much realistic, I don't know, realistic like real world stuff, you can get much smaller file sizes with SVG. So let me see. SVG co. I'm going to try this. This is not the best approach, but one thing you can do is take the file and drop it into this program. Nope, that's not going to work. I need to actually save it. So let's go and wait. Oh yeah, like that's the reason why this file. Well, first of all, this image, even before you just optimize it, this image is like way bigger than it's actually going to be loaded onto the page. So the first thing I would do is resize it smaller so that it's just the size that you're going to need it, and then I would optimize it, and then it should download like way faster. But let's see if we save this. Yeah, there, logo.jpg. We'll pull it back up here, and we come. Where'd that go? I'm going to pull that in over here. This should transform it into an SVG. That is already smaller than the original. Copy that SVG, go to svgomg, paste the markup in there. Oh shoot. Oh no. Dang it. Lost it. Okay, one more time. Let's do this. Drag this over here. Cool. Color SVG. I don't know. You could also play with this input size and rotation, scale, rotation, input processing. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do here. I don't actually know. But let's copy optimize SVG. Okay, well, anyway, that got it down to 16 pixels as an SVG, and this is actually going to be a much larger SVG file because we converted it from a JPEG, whereas if you use an actual SVG software to create this, it's going to be like, I don't know, in the single digits of kilobytes. And the other thing that's really nice about SVG, this is going to look like butt on this example, but SVG is infinitely scalable. So no matter how far you zoom in, you never see that like pixelated. Yeah, Stony, that's what we're talking about. With an SVG, you never see that sort of pixelated like blocky thing. It's going to look crisp on every screen, retina, no matter what size. So with logos, graphics like this, a lot of benefit comes from using SVG, in addition to what we've just discussed, but smaller file size for the most part for these things. SVGs can have built-in transparency, and they are like crisp at whatever screen. So, oh shoot, Maddie 2 shows rating with a party of 13. What is going on, y'all? We have just been looking at a project by Easy Game, Easy Life, doing a little bit of project review actually. And if y'all, since y'all haven't been on, you should check out this project that I was just looking through. This is so cool. Easy Game, Easy Life. Are you he, she, they, them? I don't know. Anyway, Easy Game, Easy Life gave me access to this, and it's super cool. I need to sign in again, which means, shoot. There we go. Let me sign in. I'm going to pull this off the screen so that I'm not sharing credentials for someone else's project, because that would be kind of messed up. Oh, I'm already signed in. There you go. So check this out. We can do something super cool here. You see SQL, you follow. Rugmat suggests you raid me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got some SQL going on. We were writing some SQL. We're trying to do seeding a database. Didn't get very far on that. But we randomly got into this, yeah, another cool project, again, that was shared. We can do, since we're talking SQL, it's AI to generate code for you. So we're going to say, get all the pets within a 5-mile radius. And I can hit generate SQL, and it's gonna give me some SQL code. And include owner information sorted by birthday. Now this will be interesting because this is, I've left a what is it called, a dangling modifier, where, or something where, oh, that just didn't work. Ppet ID, ppet name. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I gave this one kind of a weird one, but maybe I need to like separate by commas. Comma sort by, and let's say pet birthday. Select pet ID name owner from pets where radius equals 5. These may not be the best examples of what this can actually do, because it did some cool stuff. Let's do a function from a description. I'm going to say JavaScript, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to return a, yeah, service results may vary, exactly. I want to return, so this is kind of a tricky one, is what if we wanted to do like a fuzzy search with a weighted score, right? So return best search result from, I don't know, how do you write this? It's like it's almost like writing a good Google query. It's like a skill in itself to coerce the machines to do what you want. Best result from search list weighted by, no, return best search results from list of authors weighted by name. I don't know. Max 1,000 characters. Ooh, no adult content. Try again in a few seconds. I'm not sure what sort of adult content. Oh, I guess I could do like an AI generated function for a romance novel. I also may have like spammed the service too many times, too many consecutive times. We might come back to this. Anyway, if you're interested in this sort of thing, yeah, spicy. I would like, yeah, we do like an array of hips.join or something like that. But yeah, if you're interested in this sort of stuff, Easy Game, Easy Life, are you streaming any of this, like the process of building this out? Because that would be pretty cool to follow along. I imagine you're using, what is the service, like OpenAI or something like that? Not sure. Anyway, I'm going to get back to what I was working on for the last few minutes that I have here. We are talking about seeding a database, so don't need icons. We have this Prisma project. It's like a Prisma SQL project. And I basically want to be able to blow away the entire database locally. So it's a local SQLite database for my dev version. And anytime I blow it away, I want to start over, but I want to start over with a database that isn't completely empty. So how do I do that with Prisma? Well, easy game, easy life. You should stream it, because I don't know, the AI stuff is super cool. Maddie Two Shoes, you should try it. Have you used like Connects or Objection, or what's another one, like Bookshelf, I think? It's great. It's actually really, really great. I thought it was just going to be like good, maybe on par with Objection, but it's actually like it kind of shifts the way you think about database queries. You're completely new to ORM. Okay. Well, yeah, it's interesting. If you start seeing what, if you start looking at what the SQL is that it generates, some of it looks a little bit interesting, but the way that it forces you to think about actually building the queries to grab the data, it probably is more efficient over time. All right, what am I doing? Seeding a database. Where did I go wrong? I went wrong somewhere in here. Prisma create. Null constraint violation on my field image ID. And I don't know if that's actually true, because I have my Prisma schema here, and I have an image ID that should be optional. So maybe, I guess probably the best thing to do is check the documentation. RTFM, right? Null constraint violation. I wonder if this tool can help me deal with null constraint violations. Unique constraints. I don't know. I think the last thing I did was completely delete the file, so let's try this again. Oh, it should be a Prisma migrate dev, since we're starting completely from scratch. Enter name, sure, initty. That's what I meant to type, because sometimes two eyes is not enough. I had to include my third eye on that init. Okay, so running seed command. The seed command has been executed. Excellent. So if we go npm run dev, we should now see our remix application running with one pet in it and one owner. 404 not found. Huh, that makes sense because we're not on home page. Okay, cannot read properties, reading URL. That also kind of makes sense because it's possible that the pets do not have an image. So routes index, let's see, find .url, doggo image URL. I basically said there has to be a URL. Card, doggo image URL. What if there's not a URL? If there's not a URL, if there's not an image, so image.url, and if there's not, we'll do an empty string. Okay, cool. We've got a dog named Caitlin. Awesome. We look at this dog. We're going to choose a file, upload the picture of Nugget. We're going to change that to Nugget, edit pet. Anyway, that's done. Let's go home, check it out. Sweet, Nuggets there. We should also see some people. We've got Chelsea is the one that we were going to create. That's great. Use Postgres. Postgres, yeah, but you're using Postgres as the database, not as the, like, where you are. I mean, how are you writing your SQLs? Or, yeah, like, are you using a programming language like Node or JavaScript? Estonian Phil are having their own chat. Oh shoot, look at the time. I think I'm gonna call it because this yeah, the database seeding stuff worked. We have the seed working. We need to change so that in the next stream I'm going to connect these so that when we look at Nugget, whoever that we create with whatever the pet is going to have the owner. Oh, look, it has an existing, or it has an owner. There we go. We can add the owner. Oh, no, we can't because something else is broken. What's going on there? Unknown arg ID in data owner connect. Huh. Doesn't make sense. Should be able to connect an owner. Solve that next time. Hi, 2VWW. Good to have you here. What looks cool, this application or my cat ears? The ID reminds you of Revolt IDs. If you don't, I don't know what that is. All right, fine. I'll hang out until 4 o'clock my time. 20 more minutes. 21 minutes. Hence the need for the ORM. Oh, I missed that, Maddie. You said, for now, everything in JS. Yeah, okay. But not looking forward to try to mutate a massive SQL queries into ORM friendly. Yeah, the good news is, I will get to VW, I'll get to you in a moment. The good news about the ORM stuff is a lot of the ORMs kind of depends how you're writing your SQL. Like, you're not writing, well, SQL, I don't know, SQL and JavaScript, like you need some sort of connector, right? So if you're using Postgres, you're probably either using like the PG, like Node PG or one of those packages where you basically write a template string of SQL and then pass that to the library, and the library converts that to the actual communicating it to the SQL server. And that works well enough. Once you start transitioning over to ORM life, most of the libraries that I've seen, including Prisma, including Connects, which is technically a query builder, not an ORM, but they give you some sort of method where you can pass in raw SQL. So the good news is that you can transition to using one of those and just keep your raw SQL, and just like the migration story there is kind of clean. Also, just take this statement and run it. Also, because it's like a backend application, you don't have to migrate those, right? You can just leave the Node PG stuff where it is, and then any of the new stuff you can start with Prisma. One cool thing about Prisma that I don't know from experience, because this is my first project and we started from scratch, but one cool thing is supposedly you can add Prisma to an existing database. So it should be able to read your database stuff and generate a Prisma schema file from that, and then you have your client stuff sort of ready to go. Again, your mileage may vary. I don't know. But yeah, it's really awesome. And the sort of weird thing about the weird thing about Prisma, if you're coming from a background of doing a lot of database stuff and being very like in the headspace of a SQL developer, Prisma is going to feel a little bit weird because their whole approach, their whole mental model is to sort of stop thinking about the database as SQL and to start thinking about your data as these models objects, right? Where, yeah, you have a table in the database, but that's also like represented by a model, and that model is an object. So in our case, we have pets and people, right? Those are two completely separate tables, and they're joined by what's it called? A pivot table that says pets can have many owners, many pets can have many owners can have many pets, whatever, many to many relationship. But as far as Prisma is concerned, it's like, we don't care about what like pivot tables, we don't care about joins, we don't care about whatever. Stop thinking about it that way. You have a dog that is represented by an object, and part of that object has this property of owners, and then that owner's property itself is an array of objects, right? And so you're actually not writing joins, and you're not dealing with pivot tables, and you're not really thinking about you stop thinking about it in terms of database tables and things like that, and you just think of relationships between these objects and how they relate to each other. It's pretty fascinating, pretty fascinating shift in mental model, and very cool. And the fact that it's so well typed means that the IntelliSense that it gives you is a mwah experience. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Stony can chime in on that, because that's kind of how I feel about it. 2VWW, I told you I would get back to you on that, how our ID is generated. I am using this library called ULID, which is, let's see, npm JS package ULID. So the reason I chose this is a number of reasons. It's universally, am I saying that right? Universally unique, lexicographically sortable identifier. So essentially what it does is it generates IDs that look like this, which one sort of side benefit is that they're shorter than UUIDs. But the other benefit is that they are lexigraphically sortable. And what does that mean? It means that there is a little bit of information at the front of the string that corresponds to date, the date that it was created or the time that it was created. And that means that they are actually sortable in order. If you generate 5 ULIDs in a row, they will always be sortable, they will always be sortable in the same direction. Whereas if you tried to do the same thing with a UUID, the sort of those would depend on, the first character of each one could be the letter A or the letter Z or anything in between, meaning the sort order would change. Hope that's clear. And yeah, they also say all of these reasons they recommend ULID. That's a cool one. Yeah, you can check out the library. I'll post it in the chat. You use UUIDs, but you don't have to sort by ID. Yeah, and the whole lexigraphically sortable thing, I wouldn't make that the main feature, but it is a cool, interesting feature that's like, if I'm going to have what is it? The probability of collisions, I think, on this is not any different than UUID. It's enough that they can guarantee uniqueness. If I'm going to have two things that generate completely unique IDs, and one of them happens to also be shorter and sortable, why would I use the other? And I don't know. I can't think of a good reason. Actually, I can think of one good reason, and that is that UUID is more of a standard, and I think that some databases can generate UUIDs for you by default, which is like a nice developer user experience. So I wouldn't. Yeah, UUID v4 is a standard. So the nice thing is, like, on this Prisma schema thing, wait, where is it? Prisma schema. I think I can do something like it's like a UUID instead of a string. I don't know, but you can have. I think maybe Postgres can like sort of the same way it can auto increment integers. It can automatically generate UUIDs for you. The only way to be sure, and yes, Postgres supports that, you can use it in your column definition. Yeah, I'm not a database expert, so I don't know. But okay, let's try and crack out these this seed file and create some relationships, right? So that Maddie Two Shoes, you get to see a little bit of what Prisma can do. So I can create a, let's see, I'm going to start with pets, right? So let's get rid of this person. I'm going to create a pet called Nugget. I guess it's not going to be called Nugget. It's just going to be called whatever is random. And we're going to say, in addition to creating this pet, I want to create an owner. Now the owner is technically a different table in the database. Okay, taken off. All right, well, have a good one. Yeah, if you want to check out Prisma stuff, this is probably not the best place. I'm not an expert, but you should check this out, though. You should definitely check this part out. So technically, the model of a pet doesn't include the owner. The owner is a relationship. So when we look at the actual table in the database, which I have here, we can see that this may look familiar to you. The pet table does not have an owner ID, right? Anywhere. The way that we make that relationship happen is we have another table called person on pet that basically highlights the person ID and the pet ID. And with this, we can say when there's a pet ID here, that's how we can say that the relationship is built between this pet and this person. And therefore, with three tables, we can have the person to pet to person to person to pet connection. Yeah, and after that whole sentence, Maddie's taken back their opinion of my explanation on things. But anyway, the cool thing about Prisma is even though this property doesn't exist on the pet model, we have the relationship there, and it's smart enough to know that that relationship exists. So when we look at this, we can say, hey, I want you to create this pet, and as you're creating this pet, I also want you to, we can connect an existing owner, we can connect or create an existing owner, and if that existing owner doesn't exist, or if that, I don't know, owner ID doesn't exist, then we can create it, or we can create it as we also create this one. So I'm going to create a new owner, and I think this needs what, like data? What is it looking for? Create. What is create supposed to look like? Is it like an array? Owner create. Oh, no, I feel like this should actually be an object with like data, right? Is that not right? Feels like it's not right. Okay, Prisma, where are we at? I need to create relationship. So, okay, I guess create does need to be, yep, needs to be an array. Okay, so we're going to create an object. That object is going to contain the new owner that I want to create, which, why is it telling me? Ah, okay, I see. I got it. Because I need to create the relationship between an owner and yep, okay. I need to create the relationship between the pet here. And that's going to also need to connect to an owner. I need to create that owner as well. And the owner is going to have an ID with a ULID. Okay, I got it. Back on track. Name is faker.first name. And then what else do I have? Image and image ID. Let's just say it's not going to have that. So we're going to create the pet, and then we're going to create this owner, and the owner actually represents a relationship. So we need to create that relationship or several relationships. And in creating this first relationship, we also need to create the actual owner object. I think I got that right. In addition to an owner, we want to create an image. And that's going to create it. Yes. I think that also, no, that probably just needs to be an object because there's, yeah, because it's not a many-to-many relationship. So image ID is going to be ULID. Name is not going to be a first name. This should be faker dot file. Faker dot. What do we got with faker? Faker.js. I want a file. There we go. I want an image. Perfect. Avatar. Do I want an avatar? Oh, I can get a cat. Wait, I can get a cat, but I can't get a dog. What the hell is this? I can't get the random size. That's all right. All right, let's do that. Faker image dot, what do I want? Animals, sure. Animals dot, no, I guess it's just animals. Yep. That will return a width and a height. Okay, so that's going to be a function execution. That's going to get me an object back, which is not what I need. But I do need the size, and I do need the type, and then I need the URL. Okay. Let's pull that out. We're going to say const image equals that random image. And then I need like a file. Word, vehicle, system, file name. Here we go. File name and a file type. Okay, file name. I need system. Do I get a file type or a file like file size? File extension, common file extension. Sure. We're gonna get the type is going to be common file extension. I need the size, which I don't really need. Not super important because I'm not using it yet. So I'm gonna take, let's just do like image dot width times image height. And then the URL, this is the important thing. I need an actual, well, I want an actual image that's hosted somewhere. So let's go with, random dog image or dog API. Perfect. Image. Perfect. Let's do that. What if I do this? Nope, that's not going to be it. Random dog, please. Okay, that's a cute website. Not what I'm looking for. Place dog. There we go. How do we get random? Random. Cool. Let's do this. That should get me a random dog image. Okay, so with this in place, we should have the pet with the owner relationship set up and the pet image set up. So let's try this one more time. Stop everything, and let's Prisma migrate reset. We'll hopefully rerun my migration seed. All my data will be lost, that's fine. And we're running the seed command. To create a single pet, which failed because I'm not good at doing stuff. Unknown arg image in data.image. Okay, I guess this needs to be image ID. Okay, I think I can fix this. If I grab this out and I do image ID, I think that this needs to be image ID, and then we've got the image, and we've got image ID equals that. So I feel like I should be able to create this image at the same time. And the fact that it didn't complain about the person seems like it worked all right. It's just missing the image ID. Let's see. This is it, Phils. This is as far as we're gonna go. Oh, it didn't get it. Very unfortunate. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Can I get a create out of this? No, I cannot. So I can Feels like I have to create the image first. Or maybe it does just have to be an array, right? So let's do image. Instead of that, let's try an array. Oh shoot, shouldn't have done that. Let's try wrapping that inside of an array. Try hitting that reset one more time. Let's see what we've got here. Have I ever had the CORS issue on a host that allows all origins and it being completely random if you do or don't get a CORS error? No, thank goodness. Can't say that I have. That sounds absolutely nightmarish. Well, I think we're gonna have to crack this nut next time. I'm gonna leave that commented out. We're gonna try the migrate without the image. and see if we can do this migration such that at the same time as creating the pet, it also creates the owner and the relationship between the two. And then I'll have to figure out, because that's a many-to-many relationship, and we're trying to work with a one-to-many. So we reset on the homepage. Oh no, we have to start the server. pm run dev. Okay, server's up and running. We have a new dog, Ubaldo. If we look at Ubaldo, Ubaldo does have an owner. For some reason, the owner doesn't have a name. And that's strange, because Ubaldo's owner should totally have a name. Let's see, person... The person on pet relationship does have the person ID, which is this value. And if we look at the person table, we should have a person named Elda with that same value. Yep, same value. Interesting. Might be a small typo that I made today. But anyway, that's as far as I'm going to get, everyone. I will look into solving that, seeding the database as well, so that we have like some random dog images here with Ubaldo, or whatever the random dog name will be. Oh. Interesting. We have Elda down here. Huh. Anyway. That's it. That's as far as I'm going to get it. I'll solve these issues next time. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you have any other questions, I'm not going to be here for the rest of the week because I am going to Fort Lauderdale to attend ViewConf, where I will be speaking. So if you, by any chance, are going to be there, I would love to connect with you. Otherwise, my talk will probably be recorded, and it should be a lot of fun. So I'll be sure to notify y'all when that's up. But if you want to come out back for another stream, I will be back on here next Monday at 1:30 Pacific Standard. So thanks for hanging out. I had fun. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. And yeah, let me know if you have questions next time. All right, catch you later. Oh, no, not catch you later. Phil's happy to continue. Thanks for... It's a... Yeah, Stony, you're not going to make it. You should have gone to Vue.js Amsterdam, though. Let's get a raid in somewhere. Who do we got? I've got... hello, it's Rufio. Crutchcorn. Alright, I'm down to raid Crutchcorn. Raid Crutchcorn, please. All right, thanks again, everyone, for hanging out. And I hope that you, yeah, follow and come back next week. All right, see ya.
Fine, the rocks don't need to be beautiful or colorful or whatever. We'll make it work. Hey, Austin, with a raid of 9 people while I'm fixing my chaotic nightmare hellscape of hair, welcome in, y'all. Y'all have entered at a real weird time. I'm not gonna lie to you. A real weird time. Welcome in, friends. How's your stream, Austin? Austin, I don't think I've ran into you before, or if I have, it's been very limited. I need to follow you. Wait, I literally clicked the follow button, right? Boop. Weird. I clicked the follow button and it wasn't doing it. Yeah, I need to follow up on your streams in the future. So, I think I've seen you in chat, but I don't think or like in someone's chat, but I don't know if I've actually watched your streams. I don't think I was familiar with you streaming. So, yeah, we're working on Dark Souls stuff. Cool. Sony gave me the shout out. Awesome. Well, thank you, Sony. But yeah, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make like this epic sweeping shot where it's like, ho, 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 as you like scroll down the page and it like rotates around and it fire and whatever. It's gonna look like trash because I'm not a 3D thing. Elden Ring is kicking my butt too. It real is. But it's a fun game. I'm enjoying it. Like repeatedly, I've been like, oh, I love this game. So, planning to go here no matter what. So this is easier. I feel it. Just like, oh. Okay. So why is this so low poly though? Like in Blender, it looks great. It's not like I have a bad model or something. 3JS showing GLBF low poly. Flat shading true. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Loading 3D models. How did I do that with my hair? I grabbed like 18 pounds of hair gel. And then I just went. The question is, why did I do it? And the answer is because someone told me to. We all know that Corbin is very, extremely susceptible to peer pressure. Okay. Well, I don't really care about most of that. What I do care about is getting the fire effects in. No, don't leave, Stony, please. You're my one true fan. No, Stony, no, God. Okay. So we got the lights, whatever. I don't know how to do fire though. That's gonna be fun. Fire in 3JS example. That's cool. Not really what I'm looking for though.